I was shocked to the bone. And they coached me. When they ask you this, say this. When they ask you, and that week, it was so nice to me. And it was when I go home that I started telling myself, Joyce, you have been too foolish. Joyce, this is foolishness. Joyce, this. Thank you, Jesus. Maybe if you like them a little too much, that's your sign to not work with them. Welcome to Story. When I say story, just say story. Somewhere in 2019, I attended a career fair. I mean, at that age, I was always excited about these fairs because I would get to hear people doing amazing things in their various industries speak some wisdom, right? So on this particular day, the person organizing the career fair was actually someone I knew. So I went there early to help them to set up and all that. And so I sat in the meeting very early. So that particular career fair was centered on people in the oil and gas industry in Ghana, right? So the big names in Ghana were there. There was somebody from Springfield. Some other known oil and gas groups in Ghana, right? So I was there early because I helped set up in place, like I've mentioned. And one of the speakers came in. Beautiful young lady. I was so impressed by just her looks. And because she was there early, she started the fair. And she started by asking each and every one of us who were present at the time to mention their names, mention our names, what we're doing currently, and what we'd like to do. It gets to my turn and I mention my name. My name is Joyce. I'm currently interning with this hotel. I was interning at the account office at the hotel at the time, courtesy my friend who was organizing this fair, right? So I mentioned that, and then it got to the question of what do I want to do? And then I said, honestly, I want to do a lot of things. Everyone else finished answering, and she took the microphone to speak. She said, I reminded her of her younger self. And that felt so good because I was already admiring her, because she already looked so young. I think she was in her 30s, early 30s, and she owned an oil and gas company. And I was just too impressed. She looked so good and all that. So when she took the microphone and she was like, oh, I remind her of her younger self. She also wanted to be many things. That she didn't just want to do one thing and be one thing. And I was like, oh, there is a connection. Oh, dear, look. Now, fast forward after the program, everybody, as usual, was taking pictures with these people. Now, one thing about me is that I will almost never take a picture with a speaker or a great person. I would rather speak to them. So I stood somewhere, watched people take pictures with her and all that. And then I approached her and I told her I just wanted to have a conversation with her if it was okay with her. She said, oh, why not? So we had a long conversation. I don't remember the details. I wouldn't even put the details there. But she told me, like, we had a good conversation for a first time talk. Okay. And I was inspired because and I remember the import of everything she was saying was that I shouldn't give up and that I could be all the things I want to be. And I was so grateful that I spoke to her, right? And then she gives me her business card, which I have to say, by the way. She gave me her business card and she says, we should keep in touch. I was elated. Family, I was excited, over the moon. Fast forward, I reached out to her. I texted her, hi, ma'am. This is Joyce, the lady who spoke to you, I think, at the career fair, blah, blah, blah. Then just get in touch. Of course, not chatty touch. But I think one time I was there where she said that, oh, she's looking for a personal assistant. And I was like, oh, I could do it. She was like, okay. She gave me a date and time. I should come to the office at East Begon to get an interview or all that. So I remember that day I was at work, interning at the hotel, remember? So I was at work and I decided to use my break time, which was 1 hour, to get to East Begon and get this interview over and done with. Because the hotel wasn't paying me much for an intern in the accounts office. I was being paid to change, which was okay at the time, honestly. So I went there. She had a conversation with me. she interviewed me and she said I have a job and so I should start like next Monday. I don't remember exactly what day it was, but I think it was like midweek. So if for instance it was Wednesday, I was supposed to start the next Monday. So I had Thursday, Friday to inform these people who are currently employing me, so it was a bit difficult. But because it was an internship, it wasn't as difficult as it would be if I was properly employed, right? So fast forward, I joined the company. It's all good, all good, all good. This is towards the end of 2019, remember. Take note. This is towards the end of 2019. So I joined the company. I'm excited. There is so much to do. I meet the other employees at the company. I don't even go to the office every day. I go to the office every other day because I'm the personal assistant to the boss, the CEO. Okay. So yeah, I do what my boss asks me to do. And that was great. Fast forward, COVID-19 hits. And if you remember, Ghana recorded the first case, I believe, in February 2020. So February or March. I'll look for the right day and put it on the screen, okay? But Ghana recorded the very first case of COVID-19. And if you know anything about the oil and gas industry, they are very big on health and safety. So, and this company I was working with now, this usually company was in a JV, a joint venture with another company abroad. Okay. So immediately Ghana recorded the very first case of COVID-19, then we had to start working from home. So the office was closed, we started working from home, things started dwindling. And one time I got a call and said, Joyce, we need to lay everybody off because da. What happened to almost all of us in 2020 COVID? And so then I was like, okay, cool, why not? So work, I've been laid off of work, but this lady, let me tell you something. I adored this woman. I could literally worship the ground she walks on. That's how much I adored her. Because I was very impressed by a young lady doing so well for herself, staying beautiful, making her money. Like, that was all I was about. Fast forward, she gives me a call that she has a NGO and they want to give out food during the COVID-19. I was more than excited to join, baby. So I said, why not? So during the COVID, I got a pass from her, of course. And so we'll go out, we share food. That was also another beautiful experience. I loved that so much. Fast forward, everything, COVID-19 gradually going away, goes away. Now 2020 goes away. 2021 gone. 2022 gone. So 2022, somewhere in October, I received a text from her and she says, there's another opportunity to join the company. Are you willing to do that? Guys, you guess my answer. I said yes. And I joined. So that was October. No, she said no. October, she texted that she was traveling and that when she comes back, we will talk. And I said okay. And I think when she came back, conversation was about another opportunity to be back in the company and all that. And I said, oh, great, and all that and all that. Fast forward 2023, she calls and I said, oh, why not? I still love the industry. I still love you. I'm still gonna come to the company. Remember that my experience the first time was not bad at all. Now, 2023, I joined the company and we have a conversation. I too excited to be called back. I went. We had a conversation. I never asked for a contract. It was very verbal. And she said, oh, I work 3 times in a week. This is the salary. I was excited because I thought, oh, 3 times in a week with this salary. The salary wasn't great, but it was good for a 3 times in a week job. I said, okay. Now, the lady also had aside her company, she had a second job, which was like a family business, okay. And so she had an office in this family business and then an office for the oil and gas at East Legon. So I would interchangeably be at either East Legon or her office at the family business. Mind you, she had a partner, a work partner at the oil and gas. So there were two bosses over there. Okay. Mind you, I didn't take a contract. I need you to notice things that we're gradually getting at. If you like it too much, maybe it's your side to not work for her. Because people are different when you're working with them. People are different. Like when you see somebody now, just put it at the back of your mind that there is more to them than the beautiful clothes and everything. And somebody who looks good doesn't necessarily mean their character is also good. So I joined the company 2023. We're good, we're good, we're good. My roles were laid out to me. That was what I was doing. It was with oil and gas, all that. Then she tells me that, oh, she would let me do some job with her family business as well. And I was like, oh, why not? I was excited, honestly, to do. I'll do that and all that. Now, it got to a time when I realized that the roles, like the things I was doing for the family business was even higher, more than the things I was doing for what I was hired for, which was oil and gas. But again, I really liked this lady. I really admired her, so I was quiet. And I was just hoping that we would have like another conversation that Charlie, the work here is becoming more, are you okay with it? Are you even just going to employ me here and keep me here so that I can do this? Or are we going to negotiate like an increment in salary? All those things, right? No conversation like that came. And things started getting worse because then I was doing like an accountant's job. I would have to go to GRA, I would have to go to Smith, like I would have to go to Petra, all those things. I was doing it. And it started to feel weird because I was like, what is going on? And I couldn't say it because I admire this woman too much to confront her about. Very confront is not the right way, but to ask for a conversation about this, which is what you shouldn't do. Now, one of the times I got called, and her partner, God, her partner had a restaurant. Okay, so one time I was called to go and do cashier job at the partner's restaurant. Like I've gone to work, I'm in my heels, just call, oh, Joyce, can you go to so and so restaurant to do cashier job for me? I cashier didn't come, da 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 da. And I said, oh, okay. I went. I was excited to go, but I was thinking that what is going on? Like, am I being taken for a fool? Like, what's going on? No communication whatsoever. And another thing, now it was no more 3 times in a week. I was expected to come to work every day. And that was when I started getting tired. I was like, what is going on? And mind you, I did not have a contract, like a paper. Hey, I did not have like a paper proof of that. So sometimes I'll just close my eyes and not go to work because I did also be at work 3 times a week. And I'm called. Joyce, are you coming to the office or not? Attitude. And then I'll be so afraid. I'll go like, I'm coming. Then I'll rush into the office. So one time, I have a food business key. And so prior to this 2023 conversation, I told the lady that, oh, I'm still doing my food business and I don't want to put it aside just for the 9 to 5. So if the terms of the 9 to 5 will help me stick to my food business, I'll take it. Which is why the 3 times in a week came. So I had 2 days to myself in the weekend to work on my food business, which she knew about. Now, one day, I was supposed to come to work because I had done the 3 days in a week already. So I was home. I think I was cooking someone's order. I was pregnant for an order or something like that. Then I got a call. Joyce, where are you? And I said, I'm home. This was like 11:30 something. He said, I'm home. Come to the office now. Well, I said, hey. Hey, Randy, my friend, I, I was shocked. I dropped the call and I'm like, hey, what have I gotten myself into? I'm so afraid. I had to pause, text my clients that something came on, I cannot deliver. I'll deliver tomorrow. Pick an Uber, rush to work. Hi, I get to work because I was in a hurry. Climbed the stairs in haste. I enter the office and my boss is there. I greet her, I sit, trying to just calm down, looking on my machine, my email to see if I've received any emails, welcome, and all of that. Then I see that I was packing. She's packing and asked me to her bag. This is less than 10 minutes to I'm due home. She's packing stuff, she's packing stuff in my head. Okay, she's going home. That just called me and she needs me to do something great. Packing. She packs her things, gets up, she's going. So I thought she was going to say, oh, just I'm leaving, I'll see you tomorrow, or come tomorrow, make sure you come tomorrow, or finish up this with her. She gets to the door and she says, I'm leaving. And I said, okay. She said, I'm leaving. I want to lock my office. I was shocked to the bone. I said, hey, the regard for Uber, Abba, less than like the parking and everything. Now, let's say it's around 20 minutes. I got to the office. So I looked at her face. She was standing at the door with her bag. And I called her driver to pick her stuff. So she's waiting for me. I should get her and go. So that she locked the door. Hey, my heart. I said, God. And it's not even like I wanted to overreact. I was just shocked at the. I was trying to figure out why. Like, why? So I pick up my bag, close my laptop, and then go in. And it was when I go home that I started telling myself, Joyce, you know, I've been too foolish. Joyce, this is foolishness. Joyce, this thank you, Jesus. So it was from that day that I decided that, you know what, enough is enough. And at this point, the admiration was going into the trash because I was like, what is this? I'm supposed to be working 3 times in a week. That has changed drastically without any formal conversation whatsoever. I have not been given a contract, a physical contract aside of the 2021 contract, which has elapsed. And you do this like, come on. That's why I kept coming to work. I still had not gathered the courage enough to resign or whatever, or even ask about this whole development change. So here's what broke the back of the camel. Like, I don't know, but for some reason their partners abroad was expecting them or something. And so they sent somebody to come down to Ghana and be with them for about a week or a couple of days. Okay. So I got a call or an email or something like that. That, oh, this person, I almost mentioned the business name. Oh, this person is coming to Ghana. They're coming to do a digital. So we're always going to be at the airport office. And I said, why not? Opportunity to wear my work dresses and my heels. Why not? And all that. Now, this person comes. We were supposed to pick him up at the airport. We were supposed to rent a car for him around. My boss uses her car. We write as if we rented it. All that thing. All those stuff. And so I started telling lies on behalf of this company. And mind you, we all tell some sorts of lies. But it wasn't worth it. Like, my respect is in the trash. I'm about to give up my faith for this company that doesn't give a damn about me. I said no. I was still telling the lies. Now, fast forward, I was supposed to be in a meeting with this representative of their partners abroad. Hello, with someone else online with us. They asked me many questions, including whether or not my salary delays, all those things, and I lied. I lied and I'm not even proud of it. So it was after that time that I realized that, you know what, it's not even worth it because I'm doing everything and more. The more, I promise you, was more than what my job description was. And then in this period where there's a visitor, I was given my contract because this visitor had asked to see my contract, and I told her, and she was working on my contract. Contract I never asked for myself. Lesson number one: always ask for contracts for work, no matter who you're working with. So far as it's going to be work, ask for a contract. Now she works on my contract, brings it to me so that I'll be able, I think the morning before I will be in like the next session with this foreigner. She gives me the contract. And when I read the contract was when my heart broke. And that was when I decided that you were. I've sat with it too. I opened the contract and the salary printed in the contract is 3,000 cedis more than what I was being paid all this while. Then it became clear to me that I was just being used. Right. They really do not give a damn about me. I was being used. Because where has it been printed for example, where has it been printed that, oh, Joyce's remuneration is 8,000 cedis and Joyce has been receiving 5,000 cedis like all these months? And this was in 2024? No, I don't even remember. Ah, and around after seeing that, I went into the meeting and I lied. For this company, and they coached me. When they ask you this, say this. When they ask you, and that week, it was so nice to me. So I have one question, Jane. Why do people do this? Like, why is it that people, especially, you see, I am one who always believes in supporting women. Like, when a woman is doing something, I'm so proud as a fellow woman. But these two people I just spoke about, this is my boss, she's a woman, her partner, a woman. It's why do some women in the corporate world do that? Like they didn't do dirty. So I decided that you know what? Eh? So I'm sure they saw the drop in my interest in any and everything. I think the last thing I ever did for the company was to represent them at some energy something at Captain's if I remember correctly. I think I even did an Instagram with about. Was that the last day? I think so. So I will just be very uninterested. And then one time, I think she asked me that what was I going to do, blah blah blah, and I said, "Oh, I think I'll just move on from here and explore other career opportunities." And she said, "Okay," and I said, "Okay," and that's how we ended. Lost another word, and when I quit the job. Just because they would give me like I think it was in August that August salary meeting. They said, "Oh, I shouldn't Baby, I shouldn't hand over to I shouldn't write any handover notes. So something along those lines. Meanwhile, whilst I was there, the partner for my boss had also employed somebody who ran on to Johnny and take cry. She ran away because she couldn't take it. She was always crying because she was like, the woman is mean, she's always talking to me on me, she's so I quit the job. Now, the reason why I stayed through all of this is because she's a woman and I admire her so much. That's why I said in the beginning that maybe if you admire her too much, a little too much, that is actually a sign to not work for her. And everything I've shared is devoid of the other kinds of drama and trauma I had to endure during that period. Okay. Because I was her assistant, very much traveling out of the country, she would give me the keys to the house and I would have to deal with the domestic stuff. The house help who talks about any and everything Katapoli. The driver, another gossip is shame that guy. The next driver, an elderly man, is always telling me his woes in the job. And honey, if you are a female boss watching this, you don't have to be mean to get the respect of people. We really don't have to be mean. Be nice and be fair, both ways. You don't have to be horrible. You don't have to treat people like trash to get it. Because I remember one time she categorically said that you have to let your workers fear you. And I knew that that was an identity problem. Because if you have so much money and you are good at whatever you're doing, and you still feel the need to let your workers be afraid of you, no point. So please, if you admire them a little too much, that's probably your sign to not work with them. If someone had told me this after the career fair, I would have taken all the advice until now. The respect would have been intact. But today, working together, no, I've had enough. Thank you for watching this. See you in the next episode of Story.